They couldn't arrange a TV interview for him at the moment, but the military agreed to declassify his father's records. After a brief glance at his brother, he agreed. After leaving the hospital room, Taub admitted he had broken the toilet and needed to collect House's stool sample. After examining the sample, Taub was surprised to find irregular bile sediments, which confirmed liver failure. But then, their pager went off. In the hospital room, they discovered that Brand had ischemia in his feet, which ruled out the possibility of Burkitt's lymphoma. The team informed House, and they started analyzing Brand's condition. Park suggested disseminated intravascular coagulation, leading to a syndrome called thinned-out syndrome. House agreed with Park's analysis and ordered heparin treatment for Brand. When House entered Brand's room, Brand was confused. Though House was his attending physician, he had never seen him before. When Brand asked who House was, House asked if it was worth spending his life in prison for the sake of strangers. Brand explained that in the military, he dealt with confidential files, and upon discovering the killings of civilians, he struggled emotionally. He released the images not only to help the innocent, but also to free himself from the burden. Hearing that Brand's hair had turned gray, House had an epiphany. He gathered the team and suggested that Brand's hair loss was caused by toxic diffuse goiter, so they started thyroid treatment. Later, when George and Chase entered the room, Brand's brother mentioned that Brand felt cold, prompting them to give him a blanket. This raised suspicions. After checking Brand's temperature, they found a fever, revealing that House's diagnosis was wrong. The team started re-evaluating the situation. House suggested malaria, but Adams pointed out that the military had a malaria vaccine. House countered that the vaccine was outdated, as the malaria strain had evolved over the past 10 years, rendering it ineffective. Convinced, Dr. Culler authorized malaria treatment. However, when Taub tried to administer the medication, Brand refused to take it until he saw his father's declassified records. Manning explained that the files were on the way, but Brand was distrustful and refused treatment. Taub returned to his office, and Adams noted that the hospital had switched to electronic records 2 years ago, so the files could be emailed. This gave Taub an idea, and he returned to the room with the files. But Manning stopped him. Manning explained his hesitation to release the records. After some discussion, Taub insisted that giving the file to Brand was the only way to make him cooperate with treatment. Manning finally agreed and decided to personally reveal the truth to Brand. Manning explained that the military had not hidden the truth. Brand's father had died in a car accident caused by drunken driving, which also led to the death of an innocent pedestrian. Brand was shocked, unable to believe that the truth he had been seeking was so different from what he had imagined. Taub asked if Brand would accept treatment, and he reluctantly agreed. However, after a night of treatment, Brand's condition worsened, and he developed kidney failure. While the team discussed the cause, Chase noticed House's large drink cup. He pointed out that House had deliberately chosen a smaller cup the day before to make everyone believe he was mentally impaired. Today, he had chosen a larger cup, confirming he was pretending to be ill. Taub insisted the test results were accurate, but House admitted to taking St. John's wort to alter the results. House then realized that Brand had likely been exposed to lice carrying typhus while gathering intelligence outside, which could explain his symptoms. He offered this as a possible defense for Brand in court, but Brand refused, stating it would invalidate everything he had fought for. House, frustrated, left the room. A short time later, Brand was discharged. As Chase passed by, he saw a mouse a pet House had bought and named Chase. House had known all along that Chase was the mole, and Chase admitted it.